Okay, so we are watching. I'm a little not late. I've been here for a while, but a little late on starting the stream. Just making all my trend lines and everything. Hopefully, my application doesn't just shut down. I have to redo everything. I was looking at FRGT. I don't really care for this one too much. It does have a nice climb and it is above its levels and everything. It's about to hit its 200 on the daily here. So if it breaks over its 200 at 316, 317, then sure, it doesn't look so bad. So right now it's popping up to that level on its 200. But I want to wait for it to really show some major strength. Right now it's just kind of sideways, choppy a little bit, I'd say. Holding the whole dollar, but I want to wait this one out. I don't feel like taking it all the way up here. This one, for some reason, doesn't look that interesting to me. And then RDBX. So I was watching RDBX here for the daily high break. The daily high here is 658. So we're relatively close. It's just I drew out these lines here. So green is where like the good momentum change is. Like that'll be a solid change. Yellow is like a start to where it could change. Red would be like, okay, if it crosses red, it'll most likely go into green. So I'm just waiting for that yellow to change. I like the 5-minute curl it has here. What we could do is take small share size since we're under VWAP in anticipation for the next 5-minute high. So I could get in here at 17. So next 1-minute candle on this one on RDBX, I'm gonna probably take for the break and possible continuation through 650. I'm not gonna really have much confidence because it did have a really nice climb here already. It's almost $1 a share. We're about 40 cents away from $1 a share. I might have to wait for the next 5-minute. So I'm probably gonna wait for the next 5-minute then after a rejection like this. Just wait it out. VRAX got halted. That's a really high price stock though. Ooh, that's a really nice. Sheesh, that's a really nice setup there. Pretty light on volume, but this one is halted. VRAX. Go to RDBX again. So could get in here at the whole $6. 601 could have gotten in there. Big seller at 6. Jesus. So now RDBX is just breaking lower. So RDBX is kind of done right now. So both of our leading gappers are pretty trash. FRGT is also selling off here. Not really worth it. I knew I wasn't feeling this one. TBLT, let's check on this one. TBLT, same situation. PGY. I heard that PGY, for some reason, I don't think I looked at this one yesterday, but I heard that this one took off and it made a crazy move, which I mean it looks like it did. But the other day, which was some days ago, 2 days ago, it made an even crazier move. which I don't think I saw this one. So here's a flag, and then here's here's the first flag, I guess. It's not really the first one. So here's the actual drop, and then now here's the second flag. So if anything, you can get in for a short here. In continuation of that 5-minute pullback, unless this thing just holds and rips. PGY is a little choppy, but it does look pretty good. I kind of like it. Let's go see VRAX here on resumption. Has about another minute. We'll keep PGY on watch. Let's look at Redbox real quick. So this one's starting to curl here. I do like this one now. Checking all its time frames just to double check. I'd rather wait for the 10-minute if I'm being real. Let's go back to VRAX. Alright, trader back above VWAP. That's probably what I'd want to do. Let's go to PGY. I like both of these. Jesus, I like PGY and RDBX on their next 10-minute. So let's see, this one opens in about 20 more seconds, 30 more seconds. If it does open relatively flat, I could buy at VWAP. I buy with very small share size though. I don't even know what the spreads look like on this one. Here's our first resistance level, and then here's our second one. And then here's our high day, pre-market high, 25. There's resumption. Spreads are huge. 50-cent spreads, immediately down 50 cents. I couldn't do it. I said I could buy up VWAP, see if it even comes down to VWAP. There's VWAP. Broke below VWAP. So that wouldn't have been a good buy. See if it can pop up here though. Yeah, let's go back to PGY. That one's not doing anything. RDBX. So RDBX is popping up here. So next 5-minute on RDBX looks really good. And 10-minute, I would say, for a break over 640. So what I'm going to do is start buying these dips probably. Start buying around 6. I'm going to buy here at 605 in anticipation. I'm going to average into it. I took a small starter with 300 shares. A break of 6 would be it for me. I might add for a break of 6. Unless it's a flush. So should have added there. I'm going to add it at 6. We're going to look for this thing to curl back up here. Sellers are starting to stack around 602. So now I'm in 600 shares. Now I got to have a tighter stop at 95. $602. Okay, so now we're popping up here. See if this can pop up a little more. Because it is forming a kind of triangle here on its 1-minute time frame. See if this one can pop up to at least 612. 608 for a second. Can we break 608 and get to 610? There's 609. 610. Getting rid of it here at 14. Sold it at 14. So that was a really nice trade there. See if we can get in for this next 1 minute to break its 5-minute high. So that was a nice trade below VWAP. So a symmetrical triangle here. Let's see. So this one breaking over 15 would be a big one. Huge seller at 15. Yikes. It's not what you want to see. We'll have to see a pullback most likely before we get the actual break. So I'm probably going to readjust my triangle down here. That's going to be a hard seller to break through. Oh, never mind. We broke through. So we got to be careful up here. We broke through VWAP. We got to make sure it's going to hold above VWAP. We're coming up to the green level. So holding above VWAP so far. Since I had a good trade there about, I don't know what my average was. Like, my average was about 603. So about a 10-cent trade there on 500 shares, 50 bucks. See if I can get on a pullback here. I didn't like that last 1 minute spike there. Could buy there at VWAP. Kind of nervous to buy a VWAP after that last 1 minute spike there. Not really sure if I want to buy it. Shift of momentum again is at the green level. So RDBX is just starting out here. I should have bought this one here in this candle. That would have been a nice trade there as well. Which I don't really know why I didn't buy that one. Oh, it's because that huge seller was there at 615. I didn't think we were going to break it. So now I'm kind of just here thinking, should I wait for this next 5-minute candle? 10-minute already broke its high. So we're above the green level on the 5-minute. Still wondering if I should wait for that pullback towards VWAP here. Because I mean, it would have worked out if I did buy that dip at VWAP, but now it's had a huge climb. So now I'm kind of just wondering, should I let it pull back and wait for this next 5-minute again? Or what do I really want to do with it? So we remember yesterday it did have long sideways consolidation candles. High of this candle is still what? 58. So we haven't broken the daily high yet. It's 58. We're coming up to its level though, but like I said, I want to see better consolidation before I take another entry. Jesus, look at that huge seller stacked at 50. They moved. I don't necessarily want to see the break of 58 on this candle. That would kind of suck. I want to see proper consolidation, a better pullback, and then a better break. Came all the way down to 40 there. VRAX halted going down. So I could buy off my support line at red. It's like at 30. See that seller breaks at 40. Seller broke at 40. Buying there at stopping out. Immediately stopping out there. So dang. 40 stopped out at 31, 9-cent loss. So that literally just gave back all my profit. Now I'm red for sure. Massive rejection to RDBX there, all the way back down on its 5-minute. That's a gross rejection, dude. Jesus, man. It's a good thing I stopped out early on this one. That's unfortunate though. I thought buying at my support, which is so weird. I don't know how I bought at 640. Well, I guess the spread was there, so I took a little bigger share size on it because I was like, well, if this can hold, I'll get in for the next 5-minute or for the next 1 minute to break its high at 650 and hit 658. But that's just a nasty rejection there, all the way down from its highs to breaking its 5-minute low. So that's not worth it. You already have a false break like that, it's not worth it. So now I'm red on the day because of that's a very small trade. That kind of sucks. AYLA. This one's really extended at this point. I don't know where I'd even want to get in. I'd have to wait for a pullback. I don't really like this one because it's at a very low price range. I don't like trading it slow. So now we're ending in a doji here. Can we get a pullback before the next 5-minute? That'd be best if we could get a pullback before the next 5-minute. There's 23 gonna break, 22 now. So nice, we're getting a pullback. Sideways consolidation maybe. I would like to have seen a better pullback than that. Maybe to like 205. The next 1 minute that opens, get to 2. And then pop. We can hold the whole dollar, that'd be great. I want to see it break its low again here. If it pops here, then I probably won't take a trade on it. It's gonna go without me. You can break its low and get bought up. Low is 215. 16. 15's there. Can we hit 15? $16 again. We hit 15, there's 15. So there's a pullback all the way to 210. Dips are getting bought up. Well, not as good as I thought they were. So good thing I waited on this one. Don't want to just hop in yet. High is 24. It's gonna need more sideways consolidation. Let's go check on Redbox again. I'm so disappointed in this one. That sucks. Our leading gapper here, I don't really care for it. PGY coming back up again. PGY's daily high, it's 12 something. Go look for that. It's another retest here. 1140 is really, Jesus, that was a bad voice crack. 1140 is really a level to watch here. So a nice break. I am going to take a start on PGY, I think. Big sell is at 1150. I'll start with 400 shares. Let's take the smaller size again. Well, shit, I didn't get to take an order there, or put an order out. Well, I guess it's a good thing I didn't, because it couldn't hold the levels again, so we'll wait it out again. See what this wants to do. We're right at VWAP, 1138. Yikes, this one's choppy, man. I don't know. High of this 10-minute candle is what? 1169. I'm gonna say, can I get a little more of a pullback? It's about to break its 10-minute high here. Wanted a little more of a pullback there so I can take an entry. Still a spread, 17 cents, dude. Not worth. This is not worth. The choppiness in there, there's 51 by 64. That's so choppy, it's not worth. Broke its 5-minute high already, double topped on its 10. VRAX halted going down again. Jesus. Okay, so if this can hold up, then I'll take I'll take a trade here. Double top so far, but I'll probably take a big size on this rip. If it doesn't break this high, if it holds, and doesn't break this high, I'll get in on this next 1-minute candle for the anticipation of the break on 69. 52, 49. Oh, that was a big mistake on my part. I might have to sell out here. Took 1,000 on it in anticipation for this next 1 minute to break its last high. This might have been a major mistake here. It's 53. Can we see it back above though? I want to see 55 and then 60. It's 40. 39. It's probably gonna break its low. Yep. So, man, I should be cutting it here already. I shouldn't be holding it. That's it for me on this one. Still holding it. Giving it some time, which I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be holding it this long at all. I'm already down like 200 on it if I sell in the bid right now. I'm giving it some time to bounce off of VWAP here. Back to low 40s there. I want to see it above 50 again, or high 40s at least. Nope, it's 32 now. So break it this low again. I want to see. I'm gonna keep holding it. I just want to see if this is gonna come back up here. It's probably gonna break its low again, but how unfortunate is that gonna be if it does? If it doesn't come back up on its next 5-minute. See, we're gonna pop to 41 again. I would like to see this back above VWAP here. 45 big seller, 60 big seller. Getting a lot more red coming in. There's 22 now, so that sucks. That actually really sucks that this couldn't break that high. And like I said, it was a mistake on my part buying in at 50 there. Huge mistake on my part buying in at 50. All the way down to 1110. Like I said, two stupid things. Buying in at the wrong time, because I did buy in at the wrong time there, like completely wrong time. With the big mistake, bought in with 1,000 shares. Completely like made a major mistake buying in there. Again, I wouldn't be holding this long. I would have cut it already. Would have got rid of it a long time ago. I just wanted to see if it would pop back up here on its next 1 minute. I don't know why I didn't sell actually. Like, even if I am just gonna see, I wouldn't be holding this long for sure. Like, I know myself enough to know I wouldn't be holding this long. But again, I don't know why I'm still holding this position. I don't know like what the point of holding it is. But what is it called? I think it's really unfortunate it couldn't break that high. We're still technically making higher lows here. It's just it came up, had a nice ride all the way up, held twice, and I was gonna get in on this candle in anticipation for the break of 1160, but obviously couldn't do it. Technically, it's a pullback on its 5 minute, but I really had faith in its 10 minute. Like, its 10 minute looked really good. I don't know what happened there. You can kind of see this as a head and shoulders. So here's the right shoulder, head, and then here's the here's the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we could be getting in here for a head and shoulders pattern. I'll add it 11. We'll average in 1151, so about 26 is my average. See if it breaks the low again. So it broke its low again. So it's not a head and shoulders pattern is what it's looking like, kinda. Unless I just got in too early. That's just a real unfortunate trade. I'm still gonna count it as a head and shoulders, so we'll see if this works out. And I won't sell it the neckline here. I'll hold it past the neckline. So here we're gonna pop. I'll hold it past the neckline in anticipation for this one to break above 1160 at this point. But it would have to surge here. And I don't even know if this trade works out. I don't even know if I should count it, if I'm being straight up, because I wouldn't know where to count it. Like, because if I finish above 1160, then it's 2,000 shares I'm holding basically, and I wouldn't take 2,000 shares on this stock at all. And then again, like I said, I would have sold a long time ago. I wouldn't have been holding this long. If it works out. If it doesn't work out, whatever. I wouldn't even know where to count my loss. I'd probably count out the low of this candle. So low is 1130. So about a $200 loser here. So it's really showing weakness. It's probably not going to do it. So the volume on this one's just completely dead now. I can definitely see it rejecting here. It's crazy choppy, Jesus. Can we see a break of 1115? No, it finished really low. Jesus, man. It's 11:15. Can we get that 11.15 break here? Shoot up to 11.20. It's a lot more green coming in, just no movement at all. There's like that 1,000, 200, 300, 500, and no movement on no movement on this thing. No sell orders until just right now. Like, that's kind of weird. It's 11.15 again. Sellers stacked at 11.15 now. Back to 04 on the bid. And that's another thing. I don't know why I took 1,000 shares on this. If it had such a big spread, I guess I was getting greedy and looking for that big rip of 11.60. So at this point, I already know this trade's not gonna work. It's coming to its lows again, 11.05. There's 10.90 again. GOVX is popping here. SIGA is popping actually. Ooh. Oh, I almost took 1,000 there. Let me get rid of my position on PGY. That's, again, it's a stupid trade. You know, I'll let it work itself. Nah, I'm not gonna let it work itself out. Screw it. I just sold it there. So massive loss there. I'm gonna count. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna count this as a $200 loss, and then this one 11 and sold here at 10.90, so flat. So I'm gonna count this as a what? I don't know, because what am I down? 700? Yeah, no. I'm gonna count this as a 10-cent loss. So I tried to make this work. Clearly didn't work. So I'll just count this one as 10, and then I'll count this one as 200, because I know I wouldn't, like, for sure I wouldn't be holding this long on the, and I wouldn't be making these moves on this stock, but especially not with 1,000 shares. It should have just taken a what, 300 share position. So again, big mistake on my part. I did buy at support in anticipation for this next 1 minute. I don't think it was a bad buy, but with 1,000 shares, I shouldn't have done that. That was just not a good idea. Buying 1,000 shares there for what? So 1,000 shares obviously just tanked. It tanked immediately. So I was just like, great, right? Nothing I could do. But let's go check out SIGA. SIGA made a nice move here. I just didn't get in time. So we have 1 flag, 2 flag, and this is the 3rd one. So it's coming to a close, and it's easy to borrow. So you can watch it for a short, potentially. So many green bars in a row. I'd have to wait for its next 5 minutes before we see a short position. So technically I'm down about $300, 300, and I'm adding the commission to it. So we'll add $15 of commission to it, I guess. Checking our other stocks here. RDBX popping up towards VWAP. I don't know if I really want to take a trade on this one, if I'm being real. Actually, I wouldn't mind because the 5 minute looks really good. It's just after that false break that I had, nah, I don't know. So we'll add into this one if we do take it. Let's see if I can get in at VWAP again. Huge seller at 27 though. I don't really like that at all. I don't think I'm going to take it just because that huge seller's there. You just have them stacked and it sucks. So I'll take a short on SIGA on this next 5 minute break. We are stair stepping up here. So I'm waiting for this next 5 minute. Huge seller at 44 there. That's where I could take a potential entry. It took a starter at 44. We broke through 44 like nothing. So you get the break of 50 here. 48. 50. Adding there at 52. Still breaking higher. So I got on at the complete wrong time here. Massive break. So what am I doing? I'm already thinking, for some reason I'm thinking this is a short position on a long trade, and I'm still in here. I would have cut it already. I wouldn't have added there, I would have just cut it. Because it's clearly not going in my direction. I'm gonna stop out. I'm done for today. For sure, I'm done. There's no way. Get rid of that there. So I'm gonna have to calculate all my losses here. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to count this trade, I guess. That was a stupid trade. Average is like 47, sold at what, 73. So that was just a really bad trade in general on SIGA. Short 500 shares on both of them. It was a clear long trade too. To get the first, we got the first ride up, pull back, second ride up, pull back, and then you get this small consolidation here, and then a rip. It's kind of an obvious trade, but obvious long trade. And I knew it was gonna go long too. I knew it was gonna go long because I was anticipating this next 5 minute to break its last high. So I already knew it was gonna go up, but I wanted a short position on it because it's so extended. And I was just trying to catch it at the right time. So that's the problem I had. But for some reason, man. Today is not the day. Today's not my day. It was in the beginning, but again, I gave it back on RDBX off that flush. And then after that, I made a stupid mistake on PGY. That was just not the trade to make. PGY, especially with 1,000 shares, it's just beyond ridiculous. So that made no sense. SIGA. Try to short it on a climb up, which I knew was gonna happen. I wanted the right entry on a short. But why I'm trying to take a short, like, I don't know. Man, so literally destroyed the account if I actually had it live here. I wouldn't actually be down 900. There's no way I'd let that happen. I'd have to cut it right away. But like I said, I don't know why I'm not cutting it. Like SIGA, I would have cut it here. I wouldn't have added. There's no way I would have added. Would have just cut it there. 44 to 51, like get rid of it. But I just added above 50. I was like, okay, let's add. Like just waiting for, it's just like the other day when I had that huge loser. Like here, I'll take another trade. Wow, okay. Cool. When I had that huge loser and I was just throwing. So let's just say I'll get in here at 60, I guess. I had that huge loser and I was just adding like into my position for no reason. Like this is gonna go long again, I think. But I just kept adding and adding, just hoping it's gonna drop, and then next thing you know, it dropped and I'm up like 2,000 or something. Like what? So like it's gonna pop up again here. I'm not even surprised. I literally called it out. I already knew it was gonna pop up. I'm still looking for that short. Add in there at 71, 68, I guess. There's a nice rip there to the long side too. That's a nice climb. I'm just gonna keep adding into it, screw it. See if you get the break of 17 actually. It's such a strong stock too. So like I'm saying, like in this one, literally what I'm doing right now is just adding for absolutely no reason. Like I'm actually just throwing. But I don't know why. I don't know why I do that. Like this is such a bad record for recording. Like it makes no sense. I guess I'm just well, it's not I guess. I know I'm just frustrated at this point. Like I'm just tired of losing on these stocks already. So I'm just getting like super pissed. But it's like I said, it all started with PGY here. Like, oh man. It made no sense for me to take 1,000 shares on it. And it made no sense for me to keep holding to this whole thing. I guess because it dropped so quick on me, I was just so pissed. Like, come on, dude. Like it had a nice setup here. It was curling, and all I needed was that next 5 minute to open. And next thing you know, it opened all the way down here, and that was it. So I think it's because of that. So that's where I just got so frustrated. I didn't want to sell. And I was just like, I'll just wait it out, I guess. I let it break its low, and then I was expecting a little pop back up here. It did kind of pop, and then it rejected massively, and I knew it was going to reject too. I should have just sold it, but I just wanted to see it come all the way back up. Like, I gave it a lot more time than I should have. I don't know. That was just a stupid trade in general. Like, PGY, because of PGY doing what it did, I was just like, I'm done. Like, after that, I was just starting to throw. And I knew it too because clearly on SIGA, I'm here trying to fight it, trying to fight it to break it a short position. Just because the other one rejected on me, I'm just waiting for this one to tank. Like, oh, once it tanks, I'll be up big, all right, in a simulator account, which doesn't even matter. But for some reason, I'm still in on it. And, like, this is so stupid, too, because I should be taking a long trade on this because this is obviously long. I would have gone long here. I would have gone long here. Possibly here for the anticipation of this 1625 break. Here could have got a long, but just again from where I was watching it, this was an obvious long. This was also an obvious long, and probably this next 1 minute that's about to open is also going to be a probable obvious long. It's just so extended at this point that I'm like, oh, short. Let's short. So here's a rejection. Like, cool, but the lowest I let this go is 1650, and then a break at 1650, 1625, and then a break at 1625 down to 16. But is it really going to go that low? I don't know. It's such a strong stock. See if we get the break at 17 here. It looks like a long position to me. At least I would be getting long up here, I think. I'm obviously short, but I would be getting long up here for the break of that 17 high. It's just sideways consolidating. It's forming a descending triangle. The 1 minute MACD is starting to cross here, but like I said, it's crossing, but it's still holding its level. It's still sideways. So that's pretty strong. If it rejects here massively, then obviously that's not going to go. But the 1 minute MACD is crossing, and like I said, it's still sideways. So I'd imagine it's going to be a strong ramp up if it doesn't break its lows here. So never mind. So there's its low. Let's see if it can hold the lows or if it's going to pop all the way back up here to 1680. So far it's popping back up 1675 there. See if we can see it continue to the downside. So now there's a break. 1683 broke its last 1 minute high. Back down to 71. See if it breaks 71, hits the 60s again. Breaks its last 1 minute low. If it breaks this last 1 minute low, then it has a lot of potential to keep going down. But if it keeps holding here, then this next 1 minute looks really good for a long position. So double bottom there, couldn't quite break it. And you get the break here, the 66, broke by 1 cent. See a bigger push down. Here's 65. I'd give this one till 50. A break of 1650 would be huge to the downside, I'd say. But it looks like it's going to pull back here, go green for a little bit, and then it's going to have to pull back again. If it breaks at 1675 level, and that's kind of it. It needs to break 1660 and hit the 50s. Once it hits the 50s, we should see the break of 1650, or at least come to 1650. But now it's popping back up here. It's like I said, this is a strong one. Like this ain't doing shit to the downside. So we got to pull back here. Pop to 74. See, if you see a spike on this one, that's kind of it. Like there's 76. That's really the highest I want to see it go. Finish low here. Break 76. If it even hits 1680, this thing's going. Like I said, I would probably be taking a long position on this. Like I said, I'm in short, but I'd want to take a long position on this for the break of 17. I think it does have the potential. So this one's finishing low. So that was a nice low finish. Broke its high there for a little bit. See if we can get the break of 1650. Next 10 minutes gonna open here, so if this can finish low, that'd be great for the next 10 minute. But if this finishes high, then we literally just gotta pull back on the 10 minute, and we're probably gonna see a break of 17 for sure. $67 again. Can we get the push through its lows here? 1660. 1661 is a low, but like I said, if this keeps holding the way it is, I mean, it's looking really strong here. So there's a curl, 74. $75. I'd probably be getting long here. 79. 80. 86. And this next 5 minute looks so crazy good. Same with a 10 minute. Only way this would look bad is if it comes all the way down to 60 again. It's coming to 75, but if we hit the 60s, and it would look good to the downside, I guess. But right now we're still holding. Like this would look like a perfect long for me. So let's just say I'm long there, 79. I'd be going for 17 on this one. 82. Not quite the break. I'd probably just sell it here. try to get in again somewhere else. There's 1663. See if we get these rejections here. See if we break this low and hit the 50 level. That'd be crazy. $65, $63, 2. Double bottom at 61 maybe. 61, 55. Can we get the break of 50 though? Not quite. So break of 60 all the way up to 50 there. Or break of 60 to 55, and now we're popping back up again to 70. So like I said, 1650 would be the place to have gotten rid of it. I'd have to break 1650 if I really wanted to see this thing tank. Look how much of a bounce it has because of how strong this stock is. It's all the way back up to its highs here. So now I'd be going. Now I don't want to get in again for a break of 17 because of that massive bounce. 55 all the way to 85 basically. So we have a perfect 5-minute pullback and a 10-minute 2-candle pullback. I'd want to get in. Here, I'll sell it and I'll try it. Oh, well, I'm adding to my position on accident. Oops. I gotta sell it. Jesus. So selling it there. Okay, so let's try. Go ahead and try it then. Getting in really, really late here. We're getting in really high, really not early, just really, really late. So let's see, in at 82. So really bad entry. I'd prefer to get in here at 78. Or even lower if I can. Problem is that it just had a big pop there, a nice climb, so I'm kind of buying in way too early as I kind of anticipated. Let's see if we can get the break on this next 1 minute. I think it's going to break its low on this next 1 minute, so I should probably just sell it because it hasn't done it yet on this candle. 79. Huge seller stacked at 80, so there's 82, 85. Get continuations, 86. See if we can get to 17. Not quite. Don't want to see rejection like that, really. See if we can get another pop here. Some green volume coming in, but not enough. Probably would have got rid of it already. So I'm adding there at 68. Again, I wouldn't be taking this big a shear size, especially if I'm down on the day this much. Like I wouldn't be taking this shear size on this stock at least. So finishing kind of high on this 5-minute candle, it'd still be getting in for the anticipation of this next 5-minute high break. If this just completely flushes, that's gonna be crazy. Okay, at this point I'm just throwing. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and calculate the losses here. and see what I can do, because this is like, again, I wouldn't have taken any of these trades realistically. Like, shorting it, probably not. I obviously did short it. I liked it for a short, and I was anticipating a 5-minute high short, or 5-minute break. Like, once we broke the 5-minute high, I was anticipating a short, but obviously it wasn't on that candle. It was in a candle too early. So I can count, I guess, this trade. I'll count that one. It was like a $200 loser. I'll go back and look at it. And then obviously with the other one, PGY. So PGY was just an absolute bomb. This was straight up trash. But again, it's because I took a massive share size for no reason. I don't know why I took such a big size. I don't think it was a bad buy because it held twice here. But just a rejection, like, oh well, rejections happen, false break. So, I should have cut it a long time ago when I knew it wasn't going to break. But for some reason, I kept holding. So I guess after just holding, I realized it's going to mess up my position summary anyways. So I was like, whatever. I'll start throwing basically. So I added into it down here, and then I was like, oh, it's a head and shoulders pattern on the 1 minute. Broke pattern. Once it couldn't break this high here, it could have got rid of it a long time ago, but instead, for whatever reason, I kept holding. Like, oh, it'll come back. Eventually, it did come back, sure, but dude, like, it's not looking good for my position summary here. And SIGA as well. SIGA taking shorts. Like, after something like that on PGY, I was basically done. So really, I kind of only want to count PGY because I wouldn't have taken a trade on SIGA regardless, with it being such a high price stock. And I would want to be taking a long position on it anyways, because that's what I primarily trade. Again, I already knew this was going to be a long position prior to even shorting it, because I even called it out. I said I know it's going to break the 5-minute high, so I already knew it was going to be a long position. Why I took a short trade, no idea. Like, I wanted it to be short. I was expecting a false break because of how extended it was already. But again, I knew how strong the stock was just on its climb, like all the way up here. Like, I had no reason to think it was going to reject massively, especially after all these green candles. Like, come on. So back here, I guess, was the time to short, but then I was like, well, it's going to go long. So, I think I should count this trade here. I don't really want to count these trades because, like, this one was literally just throwing. I shorted it this whole time. Like, oh my God. Yeah, it worked out, and now it worked out perfectly. But, like, I wouldn't have added this much. I couldn't even afford to take this trade if I wanted to. Same with this one. I would have got rid of it if I did stop out. It would have been like a 10-cent loss there. So another $50 gone. So if anything, I'll calculate a 10-cent loss here, and stop out of my position on a short. That was just a bad trade in general. I shouldn't have shorted it there, and I know that now. Or I should have known in general, because like I said, I knew it was gonna rip. I shouldn't have tried to get an early entry timing. That was just a no-brainer, but still did it. And then this one, obviously, since it just didn't go my direction, I wouldn't have taken this trade most likely. The trade down here, I literally just added into it because I was trying to average into it to make my money back, to kind of at least break even, for my position summary. So I wouldn't have taken this trade realistically, so I don't really want to count this trade. I just want to count this one, but I don't know. I'll figure out how I'm going to calculate it at the end of the day. Either way, regardless, I'm down bad. Not down 1,600 bad. There's no way. I would not let that I would not let that happen, but still, it's a stupid day today. That was just and like I said, it all started with a stupid trade on PGY. This was clearly breaking my rules. Massive size on such a massive spread on a stock that has a massive float. That's just like completely out of my rules here. Every single time, I don't know why I do this to myself. Every single time I take something that's breaking my rules, I always lose. Every single time. So this is a perfect example of one of those every single times. Is I'm trading this stock, which I knew I shouldn't have been trading. I even said I was going to take small size. For some reason, I took I took 1,000 shares on it. Why? I don't know. I was looking for that big rip all the way up to 1180, 1160 break to 1180, maybe 12. I doubt it, but maybe 12. Just 1180 was my target, $200, and then I risked $200 here on this drop. So 200 to make 200 wasn't worth it. I was down 100 already on the spreads. Like, look at the spreads here right now. The spreads are 7 cents, $70. I'm down immediately. So 1,000 shares, like, come on, dude. Like, I actually wouldn't have taken that. There's no way. No way I would have risked my account like that. I don't know. SIGA again. I wouldn't have shorted this, but I'll just say that I did short it. I'm not gonna. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna count this trade 10 cents, 500 shares. Calculate that. It's like $50. I'm not gonna count this trade. I'll count this small trade up here, 81 to 78. So cut it short, 1,000 shares. Actually, no, I'm lying. I'm lying. Yeah, I can't even count this one. I added so many times into it. So I added too many times into this stock. I can't even count this trade realistically. Yeah, no, I can't count that trade. So I'll count this one. Go back to PGY. I'll count this one here for a 20-cent loss in 1,000 shares, $200. So 250, I'm down already. And then I'll count. I don't want to count this one because I know I wouldn't have taken that. RDBX. And then I guess I'll count RDBX here for this loss here as well. So that's what we'll do. We'll count those three, and then I'll wrap it up. I'll calculate it right now, and then I'll figure out how much I'm really down or what. But super bad day today. Just not it. Okay, so I'll see you all tomorrow.